since I've done a movie review. I might have posted one before this, but we're going to talk about the animated Little Mermaid. Now, if you don't know, Ariel is my favorite Disney princess. This version, the live action version, all of it. So when we first meet Ariel, she, like, the movie starts and, you know, her sisters are all down there getting ready to sing. And, like, when it's her part, she's nowhere to be found. Where is she, may you ask? She's with Flounder, okay? And they're on this ship, and she finds this little fork or whatever. She's like, oh, what can I do with this fork? I don't know. And you know, she finds this fork, and she goes back down, and, you know, her father yells at her. And then there's a point in the scene movie where she's singing my personal favorite, Part of Your World. She's like looking at everything, and she sneaks away. And then there's a part where her and Sebastian are arguing. Like, he is King Triton tells him, keep an eye on my daughter, and he basically gets on her for having all these human objects. And, you know, Ariel, she's like, but I want to be up there with the humans. Like, I want to learn more about humans. And then there's a storm, okay? And there's a shipwreck, you know, Prince Eric. And, you know, he's dancing. It's his birthday. And then, like, the ship wrecks. And then Ariel saves Eric from drowning. She's singing to him. And then she goes back down, you know? So then once she gets back to Atlantica, King Triton is mad at her because, once again, Ariel can't obey her daddy, okay? And he orders her to stay away from the humans. And she's like, you know, stay away from them barbarians. He's like, and then Ariel's like, they're not barbarians. You don't even know them. And he's like, and then there's a part where she says, she has a picture of him, I think, and she says, Daddy, I love him. And then he, like, takes his Triton and he goes boom, boom, boom to everything, you know? It's heartbreaking and sad. So then she goes to Ursula, okay? She goes to Ursula, the evil sea witch, and she's feeling hopeless and desperate, and she wants to be with Eric, and she visits her lair. And as we all remember from the movie, she has all these, like, these mermaids who, like, basically sold their soul to, like, whatever. And Ursula offers her a deal. And then the other part song of my favorite of the movie, Poor Unfortunate Souls, she's singing this song. She's like, I'll make a deal with you. You're going to become a human for 3 days, okay? 3 days. You got to make the prince fall in love with you in 3 days. But you got to exchange your voice. And if Ariel does not receive a true love's kiss by Prince Eric, she will belong to Ursula forever. And Ariel agrees, giving up her voice for her pair of legs. So she's singing, and then, like, her voice comes out and it goes into Ursula's necklace. And, you know, the transformation happens. She casts a spell, and Ariel's transformed into a human, and she loses her voice, and her tail becomes legs. And then we see Ariel's first steps on land. She is kind of struggling, and she cannot speak. So Sebastian and Flounder are with her throughout the movie, and Ariel is ecstatic to finally be on land. And then there's some part in the movie where Skull's like, there's something different about you. And, like, you know, he has his little body on her leg, and Sebastian's like, she can't speak. She can't speak, you know? And then Ariel meets Prince Eric, okay? Finally, it's like their first meeting and at the castle. Ariel approaches him, but when Eric notices her, he is struck by her beauty. Like, she's so beautiful with her red hair and her lips. And though he doesn't recognize her as the girl who saved him, unable to speak due to the loss of her voice, Ariel's constantly using gestures and expressions. And Eric's growing affection, like, they grow to like each other, you know, like there's a moment that they almost kiss, which is next, like in the Kiss the Girl scene, you know, Sebastian singing this, that, and the third. And then there's a moment that they kiss, and of course, Ursula's evil sidekicks or whatever, they dip the boat, so they can't kiss. So I was like, darn it, darn it. So then we see Vanessa, who is also played by Jodie Benn. I recently found that out years ago, and yes, I got, you know, people on TikTok again. It was like, how could you not know that? Like, I didn't know this, shoot. I was a little girl, like, watching the movie in time, like, when I first watched it. And, you know, suddenly, Vanessa is actually Ursula disguised. And she has to convince Eric that she is the girl who saved him. And all of a sudden, Eric is smitten with Vanessa. Like, he likes Vanessa, okay? With her little black hair and her little white dress. And then Ursula. So it's the day of the wedding, and Ariel has to go and on the wedding. So like Flounder is pulling her with this barrel, and they reach the wedding. Like they're trying to reach the wedding, and like all the animals come in and help Ariel, and they basically, you know, destroy the wedding. Like they come on under Ursula's dress or whatever, and then, you know, Ariel comes in and she's like, Eric, I wanted to tell you, you know, Ariel's despair. She watches them get married. And Eric finally realizes, like, it's you. You're the one who rescued me. And, you know, you saved me. The part where I think the dog, Max, is yanking on her. And she's like, get away from me. And then, you know, her necklace falls off, which opens Ariel's voice. And then she speaks and her song comes back into her voice. And Eric's like, it's you. And then, you know, the sun is setting behind them. So then, you know, you got to get that kiss in real quick. And it didn't happen. And then Ursula basically transforms back into herself, takes Ariel back down to the ocean, and she transforms back into a mermaid. And, you know, there's this whole battle that happens. Like, King Triton is turned into one of those ugly looking people. And there's this whole battle that happens. And, like, Ursula gets all big and huge. When I was a kid now, that scene used to scare me and give me nightmares when she was all big. And then, you know, Eric took the boat, stabbed it into her. And then that was that. And then Eric went back home, and you see Ariel sitting on her rock, and it's like, ah. And then her dad decides to give her legs. Okay. And is overjoyed. And Eric, King Triton basically gives his blessing to the both of them. And the wedding happens, and they live happily ever after. And that's why it's one of my favorite movies. Yeah, but I love what they did in the live action movie, where they had Ariel save herself. That was different. Maybe I did a review for this before this one. If not, maybe after. But yeah, she's one of my favorite Disney princesses. Is she yours? Some things I love Ursula. She's personally one of my favorite villains. If I've never said that before, and if somebody got a big hater of Ursula, she is not mine. Like, I'm not a hater because I love Ursula. I just don't like what she did to Ariel. I give this movie a 10 out of 10. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. I'm tired of talking. Bye.